Welcome back, everyone. It is Sunday sit-down time. Joining me tonight, PowerMizzou's Jarod Hamilton. Jarod, how are you doing tonight?
Doing well. I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Doing good. You know, I know a lot of us are running on very low sleep from that Georgia game last night.
Super low sleep.
Did you walk into that game thinking that Mizzou would really, put up that kind of performance it did? Really, when it started, I feel like, just out of the gates so hot.
I didn't think that when I pulled up to the stadium, but when the video went out of the defensive lines getting into it, I was thinking we have something here, because you really wouldn't know if the team would be hyped up for this game, especially after the loss at Auburn. So when that happened and they get into the altercation or whatever it was, you can kind of see, like, okay, they got some fighting. We've seen Jaden Jernigan, DJ Coleman, Darius Robinson, and other guys kind of hyped them up before they went back in the locker room for the game. So at that point, I knew, but coming into the stadium, no.
Well, you were obviously at Auburn just a week ago. What energy-wise difference do you feel like you saw from Auburn to this week? What really changed? It seemed like a much different team coming out of the gates.
I mean, they just got off to a quicker start. I don't want to say, like, they got off to a fast start, because when I think fast start, that means you scored the first possession, and they've struggled all season getting off to hot starts, scoring early, scoring fast. But they did get off to a faster start than the other team because they scored first. What was it, 10-0 on Georgia?
10-0.
Last week I remember telling people, like, why does it always feel like Missouri has to get punched in the mouth to kind of start battling back? Like, they went down 14-0, and they're good at responding after turnovers and, coming down from deficits and things like that. But this week they just came out and they, like, brought the fight early, and they got on the board quickly and helped that defense be able to probably do a little bit more.
Well, I want to talk about Brady Cook. What overall would you say about his performance last night?
I mean, I gave him, when I did my grades, I think I gave him a B minus, somewhere around that thing. I'm the one running low on 4 hours. But yeah, around a B minus. Like, Brady Cook, again, sort of still stuck for now in that game manager's role. He's not going to lose you the game. And up to this point, I don't think he's lost them any type of game. But in the ways he's not going to win them games. That last offensive possession, Drink said he wanted to go for a 2-for-1 thing just in case they didn't get it. They punted, they had the timeouts back, they'll get the ball back. But that last possession, when I seen the 9 route to Burden that went out of bounds, and then that pass over Toski's head, I mean, that's lucky for them it was over Toski's head because he was in triple coverage. I mean, we don't know who the reads are on those plays, but you just want something better, and that's also coaching, but you also wish there was just some better plays throughout the game, making better reads. The RPOs, we just kept saying, like, he should give it to running back. And then one time he keeps it, we're just like, I don't know. It's just some things that are just a slow developing things, but he's getting better, I feel like, and he played well. He did his part yesterday.
Well, obviously Dominic Love didn't play in the second half for Mizzou, but wide receiver play overall, what did you think of that room overall last night?
Dom, I put on my grades, if we were grading Dominic Love, he'd get an A. 6 receptions for 84 yards. He's still leading the SEC in receiving, and he only played the first half. He may have played some snaps, maybe. I didn't see him in the second half.
Yeah, I didn't see him
Yeah,
either.
so he did all that in the first half. It just feels like all season, something about the wide receiver room that just can't get much separation. They haven't been getting open. I think I put they were 6 of 14. Brady Cook was 6 of 14 in the second half when Lovett wasn't there. And so, again, some of the things have to do with play calling. Some has to do with the wide receiver. Some has to do, Cook maybe not making his reads or he's overthrowing whatever. But it wasn't the greatest. You wish they could have got a little bit more out of the wide receiver group.
Well, Drinkwitz mentioned last night, obviously, Blake Baker doing a solid job with this defense, which I think is a fair assessment of that. What do you feel like is maybe the strongest part of this defense? Do you think it's that line? Do you think it's the backfield? What do you think it is?
I think it's the secondary, but it's getting to the point where it's not far and away one group. I mean, I think the best player, who arguably is the best player on the team overall, is Tyron Hopper. This guy's everywhere. And I'm not going to call him Nick Bolton yet, but he's filling into that Nick Bolton role from a couple years ago. He can play the run. The plays he has in coverage, he can do that well. He's a strong physical tackler, and, he makes plays everywhere. I'd say the secondary, they're just so consistent. Like Joseph Charleston had 10 tackles yesterday. He was graded as their best tackler, as we use PFF. Carlisle's had the most tackles. I think he had 13 and maybe 2.5 tackles for a loss. KAD is always kind of, locking down his thing. He's made the adjustment from the slot to the outside, on the island. He's made that, pretty seamless. And I think he had 2 pass breakups. Martez Manuel was doing his thing. He had 2 pass breakups. And Dalen Carnell is somebody that's really come along late. Like, when he's on the field, he's on the field, even though it may be for, 15 to 20 plays. He's on the field. He's always making a play or picking up a fumble or whatever it is. He's always out there. So I think it's the secondary.
Well, obviously I know Drinkwitz isn't a fan of the moral victory. He would like to get in the win column, right? But obviously played solid against a good Georgia team this year. What do you feel like momentum-wise this might do moving forward? Obviously, they have Florida next week at the Swamp. That's always a tough matchup when you're playing on the road like that. But what do you think momentum-wise this might do?
If we're taking the positive approach, because I feel like there's 2 sides of the coin to this, your defense can hang in there with anybody now. I mean, Stetson Bennett, he was missing some throws. It seemed like he had an off night, but it wasn't just like it wasn't like how they played against Kent State and everybody knew, like, the reason Kent State has 22 points or they're getting fumbles or interceptions is because Georgia's, maybe not up to task tonight or not maybe putting in all whatever. Yesterday, Missouri had a lot to do with that, and that all of their defense, whether it's the defensive line, getting some pressures or making some plays, stopping that run, they held them to 66 yards through 3 quarters on 20 rushing attempts. I mean, Georgia's run only picked up in the 4th quarter because they got the lead real early in the 4th quarter and just started bleeding the clock. The defense was out there too long, but you would think, they locked up Auburn from the 2nd quarter all the way to overtime, and then they played Georgia really, really well the entire game. So, your defense can hang.
Heading into Florida, I hope we can all get some rest before we go to the Swamp.
Yeah, you already know where I'm going after this.
Going right to bed. Well, I appreciate you joining me.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Awesome. The rest of you guys will be right back after the break.